Hello interwebs, FNX45, no mag, cleared for you safety Nazis out there. So wanted to do a review on this. I've done 2 reviews tonight, so I'm a little tired. I just wanted to kind of get started, did some precision long range stuff. Wanted to kind of touch on my home defense gun. I am a big proponent of 1911s. I really, really like the platform. I am not at all against the polymer gun. I'm not one of those guys. But what I will say is that I do enjoy a 15 round 45 mag capacity. It's pretty good. I also like the fact that when I get my 45 can in 6 to 8 months, when the FBI decides to get up off of their ass and process my paperwork that I paid $200 for, I can go ahead and put it on my home defense weapon. Can imagine 45 without any ear pro inside a house is going to be pretty loud. I don't know if you ever shot a round off inside a house, but you can't hear after you do it. So I'd really like to be able to hear in case there's anything else that's really important, like my daughter walking down the hallway. But I just wanted to touch on it and give an honest review. I say FNX or FNH really knocked it out of the park with this. This gun is a tack driver. It has got probably one of the best triggers of a polymer gun, period, that I've ever experienced. It is really crisp, a little mushy compared to your 1911s, but for all intents and purposes out of polymer, really, really crisp. The reset, really short, really nice, really positive. It is a double action, single action. So what that means for some of you guys who don't know and are looking at this pistol, if the gun is decocked, which that means the hammer is forward and you pull the trigger, it will go bang. And then your follow-up shot will go to a single action. So really, really cool. Really, really cool pistol. It shoots incredibly well. I'm about as accurate with this as I am with any other pistol. I'm not some super proficient target shooter, but I do go to the range a good bit, and I've had Nighthawks and Kimbers and all kinds of 1911s, which is really one of the most accurate pistol platforms, if not the most accurate pistol platform when done correctly in a semi-automatic handgun. It is, like I said, 15 round capacity. Really, really a lot of 45. It is a heavy gun. This is not going to be your daily carry. If it is, you're a lot bigger than I am. So, more power to you. This is my home defense. I find it easier to clear my house with the way my house is set up with a pistol than a shotgun or any of my other rifle platforms, AR in particular. It does have the TRL 1HL, super bright. There you go. Probably broke my camera. This will light up a tree line. I will say probably one of the most impressive flashlights, period. It is super bright. If you get somebody in front of this, it will completely disorient them. That I guarantee. Or you'll have a disco party. Either way, really cool light. Super, super bright. If you need to light up your whole backyard, this will do it all day. Well, not all day. For an hour and a half, by what they said. I just replaced the batteries of mine. and I've had it for a few years. Um, so it uses those little lithium batteries in there. It does have raised, comes factory with raised night sights for the suppressor, so you don't need to buy any additional sights, which is a really, really nice feature. They are tritium. They're very easy to index off of. I notice even coming from any of the other platforms, when you're presenting the pistol, it is very easy to pick up on that front sight, even when they're raised, and get a really quick sight picture with them. They are very far apart, so it is really easy to pick up a decent sight picture on them and get a really accurate shot off. You can really, really drive this pistol platform. There are two negatives that I will say. It won't deter me. It wouldn't deter me from buying it. I was aware of it when I did purchase it, that because it has an ambi mag release, which for you who don't know, an ambi means you can drop the mag from either side. So if you are left-handed, you can drop the magazine with your thumb as you can with your right hand. The way they've designed this magazine is they've got this notch in the center, and that's what clasps on there. Sometimes when you are loading the magazine in, this notch can get hung up on there. You really kind of just gotta push through it if you're doing a tactile quick mag change for whatever reason. But with 15 rounds, if you can't get it done in a home defense situation, you might not want to choose a different weapon system. Other than that, they're really relatively easy to tear down. There's a little flip lever over here, and you press that down, just let it slide forward, gun comes apart. You got your spring, your barrel, all your upper components, your trigger system, your rails and everything like that. Really, really beefy rails in there for a 45. It's something that I look for because when you're getting into a polymer, you want to have some nice beefy rails. It's going to help with your accuracy. So just a really, really good platform. I wanted to touch on it. I'll go take it out to the range at some point again, and I'll get you some targets so you can kind of see a different variant, different distances, what the accuracy capabilities is. As somebody I guess I would consider myself a novice pistol shooter. I don't do any precision target stuff. I am going to start doing some 3-gun stuff. This might be the gun that I use for 3-gun just because of the mag capacity. And if I'm shooting steels and I need to knock them down, 45 is going to do that. Other than that, I don't think there was one other complaint that I did have. In a high-stress situation, I could see it. This gun does come with a decocker. So you have your on and off safe, and then your decocker is all the way down. And I could see in a high-stress situation, if you're coming off of safe, that where you could accidentally go through and decock it. It's not really that big of a deal because it is single-double. So just something to be aware of when you're purchasing it. Just check that out and train with it. That's the biggest thing. If you train with it, it's not going to be an issue. You're going to be able to come off a safe really easily, even if you go a little bit further past it. In a quick situation, you're probably not going to decock it as long as you do some training. You just don't want to be bearing down on it real hard and then decock it because it might throw your first shot off if you're not used to pre-staging that trigger to get it to where it's going to break. Just something to look into. But that's with any gun. You're going to want to train with it, especially if it's got a manual safety. My daily carry does not. I have a Glock. I switched from a 1911. The Glock's a little bit lighter, a little bit easier for me to carry. I have an XDS, which I really enjoy carrying, the SIG 938. If you get a chance to shoot that gun and you're used to manipulating a manual safety, similar to the 1911, the 938 is a phenomenal pocket gun. If I'm wearing anything that I need to tuck in my shirt, or I'm going to the movies and I don't want anything super, super cumbersome, throw that thing in your back pocket. Even with the extended mag in a 9mm, you can put it in your back pocket. It doesn't print. Nowhere near any other single stack 9mm. Most of them you can't fit in your back pocket. If you've ever shot a 1911 and a Glock, and you know the difference between how those two feel and how they perform accuracy-wise, that's kind of the difference between the 938 and pretty much anything else. They're just little tack drivers. You can go out to the range, you can put a target out, and have a really good time. I had an LCP, could never get used to it. Sorry about that. Could never get used to staging that trigger. The brake just wasn't consistent enough for me. Some guys love the LCP. It is a good get off me gun if you want to have something to throw in your pocket. But I carried a 1911 for a couple years, and I really, really enjoy having that same kind of platform in a pocket gun. They're just really, really fun guns to go out to the range and shoot too. You can set the target out and get some accurate shots out of it with the LCP or anything with that really, really long dedicated trigger pull. You know, that is kind of almost like a double action. You can't, with those, it's really, really hard to stage the trigger, at least for me. Some guys are really proficient at it and really good at shooting it. So if you have any other questions about the FNX, feel free to hit me up, leave a comment below, and check out the video. Let me know what you think. I'll get some range data for you. I've put several hundred rounds to this gun, just to touch on it real quick. Never had a failure to feed, never had a failure to fire. It eats anything. I've ran steel case through it, brass ball, flat nose, polymers. I've got some HSTs in there. Never ever had a problem. Never had a problem to feed. Actually, these are critical duty. I have had some hang-ups in 1911s with the polymer tip when I polish my feed ramp. Sometimes that polymer tip on the shorter 1911s, I have had the first round when you're racking it. If you don't rack it real hard, that first round, depending on what kind of magazine you're using, if it doesn't have the right pitch, it won't feed. So stock camera mags are that way. I didn't have any problem out of the Wilson mags when I put those in, but just something to think about when you're purchasing your ammunition. You definitely need to put a couple rounds of whatever you're going to carry in it through it, so you know how it's going to feed and that it's going to be consistent. It can get expensive, but your life's on the line, so go ahead and just spend the extra couple bucks and put some rounds through it, so you can get to experience it, and you know your gun's actually going to like it. Well, thanks for watching, and have a great day.